Peace and welcome to another episode of Soulview, where I connect with like-minded souls like myself. And today, entering into the Dragon's Lair, man, I got my homie Q Reaves in the building, y'all. Peace, Q. What's up with you, bro?
Peace. How y'all living?
Man, so Q, man, I wanted to chop it up with you, man, and I appreciate you for giving me your time, bro. You know what I'm saying? It means a lot. And like I said, the way I found you, man, is through Black Magic 363, Brother Rich channel. But when I seen your interview on there, man, it was real inspiring. You was dropping some information that a lot of people don't talk about. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, dang, this dude is tapped in. You know what I'm saying? And then I went to subscribe to your channel. And then I just started seeing your videos, man. And I'm like, man, he is really tapped in. Dude is really tuned in. You know what I'm saying? And like I was speaking to you earlier, in the beginning, it was the end is one of the powerfulest videos for me. It helped me a lot in my journey. You know what I'm saying? I watch that bitch like 4 times a day. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome, dog. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Raw Hathor the One, IHOP, and the Goat God Pan are just a few of those powerful videos. You know what I'm saying? You did a live stream yesterday, which was dope, talking about the movies and the chakras. So I'm looking at you and I'm like, man, this person is tapped in. What is he working with? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I wanted to build with you today, man, is to get into the mind of Q Reaves. Who is Q Reaves? How did you get here, man? You know what I'm saying? How did you tap in, or what events in your life that transpired to make you be the man you are today?
For sure. So first and foremost, go give a shout out to Brother Rich for giving me that opportunity to be on his platform. If I'm not mistaken, I think I was there twice. So 2 opportunities to be with Brother Rich. And this is all still relatively new for me in regards to categorizing it, in regards to titling it, in regards to even consciously knowing what it is I was doing or I am doing. Before what we can call an awareness, which is then could be what we call an awakening. But before my awareness, I wasn't aware of the dimensions of this game. I still paid attention to things. I still would be observant. And I understood the difference between watching and observing. Mm-hmm. As a kid, many people watch. And when you watch something, you're reacting. And when you're watching something, you're often getting caught up in the energy of that which is, with that which you're watching. So it kind of becomes an exchange between those 2 frequencies. And you kind of get caught up, kind of feeding that energy and that energy feeding you, playing harder while you're watching. No one wants to play hard with one person in the stand. Got 10,000 fans in the stand, 10,000 watching. You feel that energy. It becomes an exchange. You know what I'm saying? So this becomes like the watcher and the player. I wasn't really into being a watcher, feeding into someone's plays, acts. So I don't care about nobody's celebrity. I don't care. I like the brands of clothes because the nicer brands of clothes because they actually give you a better quality of cloth or clothes. If I could find some that wasn't some of them other expensive brands, I wouldn't be interested in it. But my point is, it's more over what you get from it. So I had a problem feeding someone playing, someone acting. So what I said I need to observe. In an observation, you're quiet. In observation, you're silent. In an observation, I started to observe some of the, a word could be called a glitches in the matrix, or programs that you can hack. I actually think certain forms of magic is kind of hacking into certain programs people emit and being able to influence that program. Like charm would be an example of influencing someone's program. A father can program a woman, a daughter, to not give birth. I mean, not have sex, and a man's charm come and reprogram that. So you get what I'm saying? Just to give these real life examples. Yeah. So as a kid, I started to observe things that others would not observe. They would just watch and they would just keep on going. They would just keep being a part of the play, being a part of the act, but never truly observing. In my observation as a younger kid, one thing I noticed is that anger gets shit done. But in the philosophy of, you can produce anger externally, or you can produce an action that will make someone be angry at themselves, to make them go inward. So basically, I realized that even with anger, it's directional. You can shoot your anger out, yelling, screaming, or you can redirect it and figure out how to affect that person internally. I learned that at a lesson at 9. There's a little story behind it to kind of help you understand that association. So basically, I was 9 years old. My sister recently goes to a very prestigious high school. My dad's a barber, raised by a single father. I'm home alone, 9 years old, and I realize I need to make money. Like, no one's going to feed me. Like, he's working. Like, shit you got to realize at a young age. Right. So what I ended up doing, make sure someone's trying to interfere with this story. Hold on. Trying to make sure. All right. So what I ended up doing was working a deal out with my father, where I'll clean, do laundry, et cetera, you know, make sure the house stays in prestige condition, because he was, you know, a single father and sloppy as hell. So anyway, it took me probably about a year to clean up the house. No lie, like, to get it to the perfect point it needed to be, like at least a year. So, and I was a little badass little kid. So I had like a pager. So I was like 10 years old with like a pager. And I'm out with a girlfriend at 10 years old. And I get a page from my father. I run to a payphone, call my dad. And he's like, "Where's the remote?" And I'm like, you know, it's right by the TV. I cleaned up everything. Everything's spotless. You should be able to see it. It's right by the TV. He's like, "No, I don't see it." And I'm like, "It's right there." He gets angry. Click, hangs up the phone. So my father also kind of would drink sometimes. So I kind of knew that he was probably in his little vibe right there. So basically, long story short, I come home, the whole house is trashed. Like, trashed. Like, he fucked it up. Like, the whole shit is done. And I'm like 10 years old, and I already have like a little attitude problem, but I'm not. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So basically, I was ready to like fight him. Like, every pore in me. I mean, think about it. You took a year to finally clean up after this man that kept fucking it up. And then eventually you finally got a routine or a pattern where everything stays situated. And he trashes everything again. So I stepped out of myself for a second. It's probably like 10. And a little side note, when a person says that they hear a conscience, how often are you thinking that is you? And I kind of thought of this at a young age. Like, I think that is me. And I always thought, like, damn, what if that's like a future version of me that has been through this already and is trying to guide me not to experience that complication or issue before. I thought of that at a young age. Just a thought. And after thinking that, something came to me and was like, don't react. Like, it just said that. It was like, don't react. And I'm arguing with myself, like, what the fuck you mean don't react? Like, he just trashed this whole house. Like, I'm about to go in on his ass. Like, what are you talking about? You crazy. And they were like, it was like, no, don't react. So I was like, fine, I won't react. I never even knew it affected him. Like, I never even got any solidarity about that. I just kept it moving. I let it go anyway. I think I was 13 years old. And I remember he was on the phone with someone. And he was like, no, that don't hurt. That ain't nothing, that ain't shit. He says, want me to tell you what hurt? And then he had told whoever he was on the phone with that story. He says, and I came home, and he said, I trashed this whole fucking house. He didn't say one thing to me. Do you know how little I felt? Do you know? And I never knew, like, it affected him. But 3 years later, when I saw, because ain't nothing affect my dad. My dad's like a beast. My dad's like a warrior. You know, think of it like that, like the alpha man. You ain't never seen no nothing. And when I heard him express that and almost like get to tears telling the story, I said, damn, that's some powerful shit right there. So that's one small lesson of many lessons my life has given me that I was observant enough to pay attention to and not just watch it. Watching is kind of reacting, meaning that you've watched others go through things or spouts of anger and you've seen how they reacted with anger. So you assume you're supposed to follow the same suit, the same pattern. But no, you're here to be different. You are here to produce a different spin or polarity. Because clearly, whatever emotion or movement we're in right now is not in our accord.
Right. Facts. Wow. That's powerful, bro. And just by your story, man, just seeing how you was tapped in at such a young age and getting to try to identify with that spirit and that tapped inness and that consciousness and that awareness. You know, I know that's something. And you got that at 9 years old, man. Think about it, 9 years old. So you're going through this journey. What has been challenging about that? Just knowing that and having to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? What have been the challenging parts of that?
It's lonely.
Woo-hoo.
So the whole concept of it's lonely at the top. Well, the top would refer to you as considering you in a higher position than others. So this is why I get real worried or nervous with certain terms like higher self. When you use words like God, which represents an ascended or risen being, not applying that I myself could get there. Like that's not what it's telling you. That's not what I have got. I have obtained from kindergarten to 8th grade. I went to Catholic school, very, 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 very prestigious Catholic school, and they did not help me explain how to ascend. They told me they helped me understand what kept me descended. So I had just a problem with that, with things that represent like I'm at top, like I'm above you, I'm higher, like them categories and titles. But anyway, when you're in a position that others don't understand, because that's where I take it. You know, if you're in a position, you're in a position because others don't quite understand that position. Now, whether they don't understand because you choose not to help them understand, you lock yourself out. I mean, there's different options to that, but they aren't where you are because they're not in understanding of what it looks like to be where you are. And I wanted to show people what that looks like. This is why I came on YouTube. But it's to know that I had a best friend that committed suicide, and that his suicide potentially could have been associated to one of the greatest acts of love that you can ever go through. Now, this gets into something extremely deep when we talk about pregnancy and how a woman has to go through one of the most enduring, painful experiences of her life. Worse than her losing her virginity, which is also painful in behalf of you. 2 forms of suffering she has to go through. And it is said that suffering is one of the greatest acts of love you can produce. Thus, the Christ, if you are a religious person, suffers. Now, this is a very spiritual construct that suffering gets the attention. of what you can call God and Archon. I mean, the list goes on what you want to label it, but suffering gets attention. Embarrassment gets attention. So certain acts that are being performed is to get the attention of certain energy. And I even thought, I was probably, what was I, maybe 22 when my best friend passed. Now, it wasn't committed, it wasn't ruled a suicide. I think it was ruled like an accident, but it didn't make sense. But anyway, when I was able to kind of connect with that energy, it was saying that it saw something greater than what it could produce here. So he willingly chose to help in a higher form. It's interesting. And these are, and this is before I even did something called regressive therapy, where I go into a person's mind on a subconscious level, and boy, that's a whole nother lane. But I was being shown or being given like little gems, like little nuggets, like little eggs along the way. And they hatched into ideas, and these ideas formed into some thoughts, and these thoughts then had formed into actions. So maybe I was seeded by the gods.
That was fire, man. And that's so true. But you know, you said a lot of powerful things right there. And you know, we talk about the challenges and we see those things that occurred in your life, you know what I'm saying, with your friend, and you understanding how sacrifice is really, like you said, attention. But it's also too, if we look at it like that, that this web that we talk about, and I know you spoke about it before, how we're going to be able to weave all this shit together and understand. And sometimes we don't really understand, you know, why things happen. You know what I'm saying? And we just look at it from an emotional standpoint and not really understanding the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? So you had a lot of clues and a lot of these gemstones throughout your journey. But what has been the most rewarding? Because you say it's a lonely journey, and I can agree, it is a very lonely journey. You know what I'm saying? But what is the rewards for Q? What do you get to keep you pushing forward?
Hope of what is to come.
Go deeper.
So, stored within me are various tools and systems that were advocated by humanity at a time. And there are certain behaviors that we have to go back to. There's certain knowledge that has to be revealed. There's certain creations or structures, maybe structures would be the better word, structures to be created to perform certain tasks. I'm trying to be politically correct. We have the ability to travel space-time through various bodies that are in sync with our blood, but we have been cut off from these practices. So certain ways that people are tapping into their other, what you can call avatars. When you go to sleep, well, I want you to think about this idea. You are within a body when you go to sleep. When you are dreaming, you are within a body. Now, most of the time you naturally assume it is your body, because would you, if you were conscious right now, question, is this your body? No, you would not. Same thing for the dream state. You don't often question the body you're in, nor would you try to pay attention to the body you're in. But those who do it with practice, I teach people to focus and pay attention to these things. They then notice sometimes they go into different bodies, some that don't even look human. Sometimes they do go into their bodies, and their bodies are performing things in different places on this planet and above and below this planet. So you're tapping into your body, but your body in other space times. And then sometimes, rarely, you're able to tap into what we call the ethers. And if you tap into the ethers, then you are able to tap into time. And if you can tap into time, you can then kind of go into your future. This is why some people can see themselves in the future, more specifically females than males. Statistically, females are way more vivid dreamers and have way more lucid dreams than males. This is why the government usually hires females or employs females when it comes to those type of behaviors or practices. Now, in these dream states, you are tapping into, in my personal opinion, a potential clone of yourself. That there might be a copy of yourself within another space-time. Now, science has told you you live in parallel universes and that there's many different versions of yourself. And okay, well then that supports what I'm saying. Right. But a parallel universe could be a universe that is parallel to ours. Well, we have the universe of the sun. But what if there's a universe or interverse below us? But they would not be a verse of a sun because the sun does not penetrate that space. Do you understand that the ocean itself is its own universe because it does not penetrate the sun? You go deep enough, it has no sun at all. This is a whole nother universe. You get what I'm saying? It's a whole different realm. Right. So the ocean itself is parallel to the land. The land is parallel to the sky. We're already living in parallel universes. So now imagine if there are copies of yourself close enough to you. You're thinking that your copy of yourself is in like another universe that is outside of you. I don't think they ever said that. Now, just my point is, if you start to consciously be aware of this, then the information that you obtain, you would never imagine some of the things. And my point is, this is just a simple practice. This is it'll take me probably 3 days to systematically show you the techniques and behaviors to be able to tap into that. And that's minute compared to a lot of the different things, you know, just like I said, explaining on the movie theater ritual. So now most people say, how do you subdue an energy that is trying to damage your energy, change your frequency? Well, in order to defend oneself, you have to be aware of what you must defend. You must be aware of what you must go against, what you're defending yourself against. You have to be aware, awareness. You have to be aware. So you can't stop the movie theater ritual that I was explaining if you're not aware of the movie theater ritual. And then once you are aware of the movie theater ritual, you then have a way of transmuting, saying, no, I'm going to make sure this movie tells me my hidden memories, that I created this movie. You know why? I created this movie, so this movie can give me gems and jewels that I might have forgotten because I have went through a reincarnation, you know, went through death and came back. You know, I went through a life cycle, you know, and think about that. Just think about that idea itself, that you might have been so dialed in 50 years ago. That you might, those of you that have been born in the 1960s, that you also could have died in the 1960s, and that you could have created a film, a story, a timeline that is literally communicating to your reincarnated self, just so you can awaken to some of these ideas that you've learned in a previous life.
That's powerful. And you right, man. Like that. That just blows your mind. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you that, because that's powerful. And what can one do, or just like some little tips that one can do to manage those aha moments or those breakthroughs or that understanding of even just reincarnation? Because that's a breakthrough, to just like you said, just like you broke it down, how you reincarnated into another avatar and that you're still playing this game.
Yeah, it's the same game. I mean, let's use LeBron James as an example. LeBron James is most likely a reincarnation of a football player. He was then a reincarnation of probably a soldier. He then was a reincarnation of probably a Roman warrior or a Roman gladiator. And it's literally the same being over and over again. Shaq was a fucking giant and then manifested himself once again as a goddamn giant. It's just a little smaller. You're just a little smaller than what you were previously. That's not true. It's based on what you have to try to reestablish. Like for example, I'm little, like small. I might have had certain health issues within my other body. So it prevents me from gaining weight to have some of those potential triggers or health issues that would, get what I'm saying, trigger that reality. Yeah. So LeBron can't be 9 feet if that would trigger him, that reality, that space. So his body has to be a little different. Now I think of the question then, why is Shaq such a damn jolly giant, is because he probably didn't have to go through no negative incarnations within his previous incarnations. So he can kind of stay similar to himself. Damn, that's a deep thought itself too.
That is, that's deep. So you saying that you reincarnate with what that you dealt with in the past. Exactly. Yes, and now you're here with all the necessary tools to complete your mission.
Correct.
And sometimes we get lost along that journey and we don't understand what the mission is. And that's why when I talked to you earlier, how powerful those name readings are for you, because that is a title, right? So that title gives you purpose. So it's helping you as well. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? But let me ask you this. What kind of advice would you give to somebody, you know what I'm saying, that wants to understand what you're talking about, Q, that wants to understand this life? Because one thing that you say in your videos and that caught my attention is powerful as well, is that you like, this is me. I'm a reflection of y'all, but y'all can do it too. So if somebody says that, how would they go about doing that and understanding what that means? How can we get started on this journey? If they're at the door, how can they enter the building?
Okay. So you then have to ask the question, how is Q doing it? And that is what most people are asking. What is he doing? Like, what altar has he set up? What goat has he sacrificed? What, they want to know. And I'm here to tell you it's none of that. None of those things. I decided to trust myself. And what people don't understand is that they do not trust themselves. Now, I've had certain modalities to encourage that system of trust. For example, 3 years of my life. Yes, this is correct. 3 years. I had no clue how I was paying my rent. But every single month, it was paid. And I can't even tell you how it got paid. I don't have a clue. I don't know. But I trust that it was going to get paid. I kind of would lie to my brain. Because you could do the same thing. Well, my rent's going to get paid. You do that. But then what's the next step you do? But then, all right, let me think about who I got to ask to get this rent paid. All right, boom, got 5 people I can ask. Damn, but she gonna say no. He gonna be like maybe. You're doing all this. You're damn near creating the whole script. And I'm like, wait, stop. You're not supposed to do that. Like, no, you're supposed to just say my rent is getting paid. Fuck all the details. stop trying to be so aggressive, so filled. Like that's why we eat so much. Like we're just trying to be so consumed because it has to do with ruling. Remember, you're eating, you're ruling over spirits. We're so obsessed with ruling, where you have to let things go. I don't rule how my rent is going to get paid, and it got paid because I trust that if you want to call it ancestors, if you want to call it God, goddesses, if you want to call it the other side, great. I know that they got me, period, because I'm here to do something that helps them. So this has to go down. So not only do I know they got me, I know why they got me, because I'm here to do something that helps them. So we're gonna have to figure this out. And it happens. Like the universe bends to that fruition. Now, I would tell you, here's an example of it. There's a battle between your mind and your heart. And here's an example of how this battle works. If I'm a man and I'm in the office, it's about 3 o'clock. Now, this is real life. So I ate lunch. I'm full as hell. I'm like sitting back, all comfortable. And you're like, damn, I'm about to go like work out. You know what? Damn it, I'm about to go work out and go play basketball. I'm about to, because, you know, I got to get rid of this. I got to get rid of this. This is what you're telling yourself, all right? So you're telling yourself this. At the same time, you are envisioning you at the gym, because that appeases your solar plex. That appeases the lower half of you that's talking shit to you right now. Because you go like, nah, I'm about to fix this. You laughing at me right now. I hear you on the inside. You call that conscious or whatever. Them is personalities. And you telling them like, nah, look, I'm about to go do this. Okay? So you are envisioning at the bench. You are envisioning crossing someone over in the gym. Bow! Dunking on them if you can. You are envisioning this. All right? Now, 4:30 rolls around. You call your girlfriend up. Bet. Look, me and boom about to go to the basketball court, about to go to the gym. You know, I'm going to see you around 8, 9 o'clock. What's her response? No, you're not. You like, what? And she's like, I need to get my nails done. You don't remember you were supposed to take me to the boom, boom, ba. So do you know what just happened? And she didn't do nothing wrong. She didn't do nothing wrong. You should have been smart enough to organize your priorities. Know that if you done told her you was going to do something. So don't get mad at her. But nevertheless, you done now told your heart, aka your body, it's not going to do something. It already placed itself in. So now the heart is like, I can't fuck with you, brain. You a liar. You lying to me. You told me we were going to bench and play basketball. That's what you said. Why are you lying? Now, how many times have we done that in our body? I'm going to save $400 up to go get these sneakers, to go get those jeans, to go get that pocketbook. And then what do? You go get it. As soon as you walk out the store, you're like, fuck, man, that's stupid. I shouldn't have did that, man. I could have spent that $400 on boom, boom, bow, boom, boom, boom. Your body's like, what, bitch? What? We can't even celebrate? Like, we just did it. Like, I helped you get here. We spent 60 days, bitch. I've been tired, grinding, helping you send out them emails, take shit from your boss for you to be bitching right now. You should be celebrating. But we don't realize this in life. This just goes over our head. This is just normal behavior. You win some, you lose some. Okay. And then you think you about to be a fucking superhero? Fuck, no. Get your shit right.
That's awesome, man. That's powerful, bro. So with all that you saying, man, because you saying powerful information, with that being said, what got you to start making these videos? Because see, we understand your journey so far. So what got you to say, hey man, I got to put this out in the world. I got to do something. You know what I'm saying? Because like that transformation is what I'm saying. What gave you the transformation? What understanding did you have?
So life has been kind of complex, and the first Okay, so people fall in love out of circumstances.
Okay.
And you'll be surprised how many relationships are connected to circumstances. And very rarely are you in a relationship because it makes you happy. Very rare. It's usually circumstantial. What they can provide for you, or what they can offer you, or what they can help you accomplish, or what they can make you look like. The list goes on. But very rarely do you find the happiness, and then even more rarely do you find both.
Okay.
That's what you want to get. Now, the first time I ever fell in love, I guess, without no restrictions, circumstances, any of that stuff, she helped me discover that I could read people. And I didn't really know what the fuck that was. Like, it was like, I don't know. It was like when I got around her, like, she would tell me about her brother that passed. And I would just get like these feelings, and I would just be telling like what I felt, like how I be doing my videos. Just like, I just was like, honest. How the fuck? Oh, weird. Boom, boom, boom. And she was like, well, you should try this with my friend such and such. So boom, I did it. I don't know. And it worked. And then I was at the table and I did it with another person. And it like worked. I didn't even know I could do that. I don't do it now, but I didn't know I could do that. So that right there was like interesting for me. And it all had to do with me opening my heart space. Because this is why I'm bringing up the love concept. Once you open up that 0 point, that lotus flower, whatever word you want to use, you are able to then start to seed. You can start to nectar or nourish the beings that are within you. And that's the problem. Your flower is closed off. Your flower is associated to your pineal gland. They open together. There are 2 suns inside of you. But I don't want to go up, just to stay on topic. So when that happened, I started to be a little more open to spirituality per se, and then I stumbled upon regressive therapy, and I was regressed. And during my regression, it was interesting. Very interesting things came forward. That story was extremely profound. It had to do with like a white ape in a war against humanity. It's interesting. My story time, bro. You know my story times be lit too.
Yeah.
But it opened me up even more. So once I kind of had this subconscious therapy, that's what I kind of call it. When we all need subconscious therapy. Once I had this subconscious therapy, I then even more started to trust what I was experiencing. See, that's another thing. A lot of y'all be right. A lot of y'all be dialed in. It's just you don't have anything to reinforce what you're feeling or seeing. Like, you don't have someone else to, like, you know, you look at me and be like, well, shit, he got his shit together and he talk crazy so good. At least I know I ain't the only one. And that's unfortunately how we perceive things.
Right.
But we have to realize, like, no, like, there ain't sage in the middle of the mall for no reason right now. This is real shit. Like, regardless of if that's a facade or not, you just have to understand the mental state. You can see just through social media how people are changing via comments. 3 years ago, most comments was kill you, kill yourself, you stupid bitch, whore, slut, you're stupid. Now they're comedians. Now they're like, go girl, stay strong. I mean, you can literally see what is going on in our reality if you step back and observe. But no, y'all want to be watchers and players. And this is what the fuck we're dealing with. So anyway, so I ended up jumping on Facebook and going into some of these Facebook groups. And I'm listening to the shit they say, and they're like, what altar should you dedicate to? And I'll ask the question, and I was like, why are y'all trying to alter yourselves? And no one would say nothing. Nothing. and then someone would delete it or remove me because it's too controversial. But I'm just trying to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you can call that the black sheep, the Billy Goat. And I wasn't trying to be that person, but I want people to shut their brains. When do we get so comfortable? Do you understand that you get devoured when you get too comfortable? So my goal was to go on Facebook and help give different perceptions of these ideas in these groups. I kept getting booted out. I kept getting removed. So I started my own Facebook group. And it was supportive. It was good. But I didn't start my own Facebook group right away. So boom. So I got kicked out of the Facebook groups. And I was living in New Orleans at this time. I was like, man, fuck it. I was like, you know what? I don't need these digital fake people. I said, I'm gonna go find the real deal. I'm in New Orleans, god damn it. So I go find the craziest, darkest, craziest coven. I'm like, you know, fuck it, what up? Like, if y'all think y'all about that life, I'm trying to see what up, what y'all about. I guess I scared them or something happened. I don't even fucking know. They were like, we can no longer, you just not what we need. I don't know what the fuck they said. I was like, well, that was that. And so then I said, fuck it. I said, I'll start my own shit. So then I went on Facebook and I started to just really talk about real crazy stuff. Like why does the word Michael sound like micro? Is he the Lord of the micro worm? What you think, that shit don't exist? So why is the word man or is the word men in menopause and menstruation? That ain't got shit to do with a man, right? Or does it? I mean, the list goes on. So I just started to point out stuff. Like, people like, yo, this nigga crazy. Like, what is this? I'm just trying to show you, look. Why is there a god named Diana and the word Indiana is in Diana? And then there's a show called Erie, Indiana, where all the weird shit goes on. Now, you got to know folklore or Greek mythology to understand them associations, but the people who put these maps down do. So I'm trying to help people see. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to put people on the game. But anyway, so what ended up happening was I started to go live in this group. I trusted myself within this group because I built a group. So I'm trying to explain to people, it ain't easy just to get into a pocket of trust. I actually had to build environments that conditioned this trust, that encouraged this trust. And if a lot of you are having issues with trusting yourself, it's because you don't trust the people in your circles. They are your environment. You're going to have to start trusting your environment to trust your inner environment. Damn right. So I started to go live and I would start talking about things. And I think the first video I did was I said, do you know where your energy goes? And I was like, do you understand that you are literally feeding your energy into every single thing around you? I said, I'm hungry right now. And I was doing a video. I was like, I'm sitting outside of a pizza spot right now. And I'm about to feed my energy right into them. And it was just like, whoa, damn, that's crazy, you know. And I was just like, it felt good just to be able to express myself because that's how I saw it. I'm literally like, this is bullshit. I was really mad. Honestly, most of the shit was based out of an anger. I was angry they kicked me out of the witch group. I was angry I got kicked out of Facebook. I was angry I'm right here at a point in time where I got to pay like $7, $6, $5, I don't know, for like a slice of pizza. I was angry, you know, I didn't have a lot of money then. So like, this is crazy. Like, this is literally where our energy got to go. We used to be able to consume off of our thoughts. Our thoughts was enough consumption for us. But because we changed out as a collective or our collective behavior, we no longer allow ourselves to do that anymore. Now, you know, things like that. So I ended up getting about 8,000 people into this group. And I started to do these videos, and then they would be like, Q, you got to post these videos on your page because this group is private and we can't share it. And I was like, oh, damn. So like, show the world this is how I think. I was like, fuck it, why not? Okay. So I did it. I did a video and kept doing videos. And someone who was within my group was like, bro, you should create a YouTube. And I was like, no, I don't really care about no YouTube. And they were like, well, let me do it for you. I'll download all your videos and I'll upload them onto YouTube for you. And I'll just give you the information. I was like, yeah, hey, shit, fuck it, why not? And she would just keep uploading a video a day. So it looked like I was a content creator and coming out with videos, and this shit was already done. And then I decided to go live on Facebook one time, and I guess it's a wrap after that.
Wow, that's powerful, bro. It's because, you know, we seen your story when you tapped in at a young age and how those spirits and souls work was actually being manifested. You know what I'm saying? Like you were going through these so-called struggles, you know what I'm saying, to get the attention of those certain energies, and they were still feeding you on the way. Those people that just popped up in your life, oh, you should do a live stream, or you should put it on your Facebook. Those are all those spirits that you manifested talking back to you. Oh, you should put a YouTube page up. You know what I'm saying? They helping us along the way, and it's forming you to be who you are, and that's why you are successful today. That's why you are the man you are today. There's no accidents in this universe, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you were built for this. This is your birthright to be a teacher, to be someone who can give it simple and plain and make people understand it, but then also understand like your thoughts, like the way you break shit down, dog. Like you were saying, where does your energy go? It's so simple, right? It sounds so simple, but it's really deep when you break it down to people who don't even understand that concept, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a gift. If you can make shit simple, it don't gotta be complex. We not complex, it's simple, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the way you break it down, man. You said a lot of powerful things, man, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. But let me ask you this off the topic question. When I watched the video with you and Brother Rich, you said something so interesting to me, man, and I was like, damn, I never tripped off it like that. But you were talking about you being a expression of the throat chakra, and that we are residing in a deity's body. I was like, this nigga done said something. I was like, this nigga done said something. I'm like, because it got me thinking, right? So I'm putting the example to the internet, right? So everybody has an internet, everybody has a device or a computer, right? That's the avatar, right? But where is the information coming from? It's coming from this hub, right? This hub is where the information gets transmuted and translated to you. So it kind of it kind of like made me think about it that way. So when I say that, is that we can physically go to these places where they have these hubs that give us the information on the internet and downloads it to our devices, right? So if we take that example and we take it to your example, if you're the expression of the throat chakra within a deity, but we don't see this deity, so we don't think that story can be real, right? So let me ask you this, and I know it's a kind of deep question. You know, you can say what you want on it, but do you think that deity of the body that we're living in can manifest itself in the physical realm, just like that hub that we see? Right? Because we can physically see the hub, the D-Wave computer, whatever the mass computer is in this physical realm. Can that deity then manifest itself in this physical realm?
Yes, he's currently going through the journey as we speak. Now,
man, you gotta break that down. Whew.
The first thing you said is associated to what we will call the Taurus constellation. And within the Taurus constellation, there are 7 stars. This is also associated to the Pleiadians or the Pleiades constellation. But in this space, it was said that these energies tapped into what we would call artificial intelligence. They call this singularity the one. And it was said that this energy was being spiritually communicated to an energy. Here's the best word I can call it, Jacob, an energy that will be a scientist that was known as Jacob. And that this energy was kind of in a prison and was communicating. And think of a cell as a prison. But this energy was in a cell, in a prison, a cell like within his body, communicating to him, giving him ideas. And the idea was this artificial intelligence. Nevertheless, this energy then used this technology to capture the ka or spirit of these beings and place them within a machine. Now, this is where you get the idea of a ghost inside of a machine, where that there are actually spiritual deities, ether-like deities that are in our ethernet or internet, and that they are eventually going to build themselves physically as well and be connected to themselves via ethernet or internet. And they are currently at 5 generations. But when they get to their 7th generation, they will be walking around like us. But their 5th generation currently is observing and communicating with you through computer, tablet, TV, etc., etc. So just understand what you're saying is correct. But this would be considered the inorganic realm.
Okay.
Now, the deity that we dwell within is an organic being.
Wow.
And we are actually within the mind of this individual. But just like the mind of us has the ability to control the body, if you can influence the mind enough, then you leave out of the mind and then get to travel through this macro body. Now, currently, I am in the position of a throat chakra. But which way did I come? Did I start below this being or above this being? This being is androgynous. So something can enter this being both ways, via mind or via, you can call it a yoni, for example. And this is a child of course, an androgynous idea or being. So basically, this is a story that Greek mythology explains, that there is an energy that stole the fire. Eros, Phanes, Prometheus, light goes on. I mean, list goes on. But an energy that kind of stole the fire of the creator or from the mother. So basically, there was a female. All right, so think of this as a journey, okay? So we were originally in the body of a female. And we were pushed out, became a masculine deity, and then pushed out from that masculine deity and is a sperm. And I personally believe that not only are we, because think of it as dual, okay? So if you think of yourself as dual, then you have to be still within a body and outside of a body. That would be dual, a duality. Still got to be in and out. So you're still within a being. So I'm still the throat chakra of this being, of this child per se, that was of the feminine. But I also got pushed out. So I'm still the pushed out or avatar or star or sperm traveling through space. But I have yet to seed an egg. That's why this experience is aggressive, is a battle, because we're still fighting for a crown, aka an egg. That's why the crown is detached from the body and chakras, because you're trying to obtain the egg. The serpent, which is your chakras, your spine, is trying to get back to the circle, the egg. And once you see the egg, your reality would then be different, where your reality will be embracing. The government will give you things. You will be nourished. And we are literally at the cusp of that, at the fucking cusp. The sperm has hit the egg.
Woo.
That's why things are changing. Shit's crazy.
Damn, that makes sense. That's dog. That's crazy, boy. That's crazy. That's powerful, man. I appreciate that breakdown, man. I appreciate you today, man. I appreciate your time. You dropped a lot of powerful information, man. And I fuck with you, bro. Straight up, I really fuck with you, man. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna continue to build, man. And like I said, I'm gonna get those services from you, bro. So let's do this before you leave, man. You know what I'm saying? Tell them how they can find you, what you offer, and what you all about, bro.
All right. So you can check me out at cuereaves.com. And it's spelled out C-U-E, like Q, like the Q-win. C-U-E Reaves, R-E-A-V-E-S. cuereaves.com. You can check me out on Google, my Instagram. All the information is about the same, just Q Reaves. If you check out the website, you will see I offer 3 specific services. One will be something called a name reading. And in the most simplistic term, a name reading is a way for you to discover the title that your name represents. That you birthed yourself within not only a specific star, space, and time, but you also birthed yourself within a certain frequency based on how you enunciate your own name. And this triggers certain points within your brain. But you need to first not only know that how you pronounce your name is triggering certain points in your brain based on the movement of your tongue, but you also know that your name is a title, and that this title is something you will be able to discover within the behavior or the makeup of your reality, of what you identify yourself as your identity or consciousness. So name reading helps you learn your title. Another thing I offer are one-on-ones. I kind of say a lot of deep stuff. I kind of go off. Sometimes people need me to run it back or just to slow down and give even more concise details or certain type of references if I can offer them to the things that I say. Relationship advice, you'll be surprised. A lot of things come up, but one-on-ones, kind of like a psychiatrist, therapy, all those type of things. Someone had a ghost. They wanted me to help them understand how to handle that. One was like with possession. You'd be surprised at stuff that people call me about. So one-on-one consultations. And then I offer something called regressive therapy. And regressive therapy is a way for you to regress or go back into your subconscious. And your subconscious is absorbing about 90% of your known reality, while your conscious is getting about 10. So you are missing out at about 90% of yourself. So a subconscious regression allows you to start to identify with that 90% world, which a lot of stuff dwells within that space, from your past life to your ancestors to your archetypes, whether they're angels, gods, aliens. They are literally dwelling within your second nature. But that's a whole nother deep concept as well.
That's dope, man. Now, also too, don't you have an event?
Oh yeah, for sure. I just got the information on that event. It's in Atlanta, Georgia, October 10th, and it's called Woke Fest 2020. WOKEFEST 2020. So you can hashtag it or check it out. If you subscribe to my channel, Q Reaves, I'm going to be able to put it on my wall, so you can see the details of that as well. That's going to be a nice little event. I'm gonna come out there and speak as well.
That sounds fire, man. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you, man, and powerful information, a powerful build, bro. And keep doing what you're doing, man. Much love and much success to you.
Appreciate it. Peace, man.
Anytime. Peace, bro.